Hi guys.
This is Seraphine and
Mzungu Sarge.
we are back. Welcome again to the Enemy of Success channel. We are here to learn together and discover our enemies. As we promised you that we were going to talk about summarize the book, the seven habits of highly effective people. So right now I will just let my husband start and we keep sharing what we...
I wanted to share a scripture real quick because the beginning of this book ties perfectly into the scripture. Many of you may know it. It's in Romans chapter 12 verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of God. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey really deals with the renewing of the mind. In the beginning, before the first habit, it talks about how we all have been conditioned. We have certain mental maps that we interpret the world through. Like through our experiences, through the past, through what people have told us when we were younger. You know, a lot of people have already put things into your head. And those things that are in your head interpret the world for you. This is why, like, 2 people can go through this same experience and see it completely different. One can elevate and one can be completely crushed. And how is it? It's the same situation. They're received differently. So, this is the fun part. I want to explain it in deeper. So, the world around us is not going to change. Like, I mean, it changes, like, things happen. Like, for instance, my little sister, she died at 7 years old. Why do you got to bring that up? Yeah, so my sister died at 7 years old of a brain tumor, right? And for a long time, I allowed her death to, like, really disturb me. Like, I felt woe is me and felt pity on myself, and then one day I realized that's never going to change. Like, there's certain situations you've been through in life, they will never change. Like, the only thing that changes is how you view it. And let me explain. So, if I put these glasses on, you're still pretty in these glasses too.
Oh.
Yes. Okay. That's how you do it, man.
Just remind you.
Huh? Okay. Yes. So, like, everything's the same with these glasses on. It's just, I see it in a darker perspective. If I take them off, the environment didn't change, but the way my eyes see it have now changed. And that's a lot to do with, like, that's just an example of to renew your mind. Like my sister's situation, that will never change, but how I saw it, instead of seeing it as, oh, woe is me and this and that, I began to think, I'm going to allow her to live through me. Make her life matter with my life. Like, basically give her something to show that her life impacted me. And once I decided to do that, it changed. It went from being sad to now I had a deeper motivation.
So basically saying that most of the time we interpret situation just according to the picture we already have in our mind. So there's something in you. So these books, as the title says, it has 7 habits. So we are going to tackle the first habit. The first habit's called being proactive. Basically, did you see how he blamed me that I brought his sister's death back to his memory? You know, it reminded me what he said when we got married. It was like, oh, the beauty of getting married is that now you have somebody else to blame for your mistakes.
Edit.
That's basically what he did. So basically, being proactive, we have 2 kinds of people. We have proactive people and we have reactive people. And what is being proactive? basically being proactive, it's really taking responsibility for your life. And it's this person, the author of this book, Stephen, right? He said that responsibility, it's basically, you can break that word down, it's like a responsibility. Everybody has ability to take action or to choose
how you respond.
Exactly. And he said that the greatest power of each individual lies between a stimulus and a response. So you can respond negatively or positively, but we have that power, we have that choice. But it's always easy to blame on something else, a condition.
Can I interject real quick?
Sure.
That's what makes the human beyond any other creation. We have the ability to respond. We have that choice to respond of what happens to us.
Exactly. So when you are a proactive person, you make choice. You take responsibility of your life. And then when you fail, you don't blame people. You don't blame condition. You don't blame everything around you. And you don't blame yourself. It makes you go back and sit and see, where did I go wrong? What did go wrong? Because sometimes you may have failed in the planning or something else you have done. So it gives you time to go back and evaluate and see where things went wrong and correct and keep going. Basically, here I have a couple lines I pick up from the book. He said, when you are a proactive person, you take responsibility for your choice. And also you take initiative to make things happen. And when things don't go your way, you are calm. But a reactive person, what they do is just blame everything. And they make choices based on the mood or feelings. And that can be the worst thing. Did you want to say something?
I'm over that. I've gotten better.
Jeez.
I feel like you're right. You wrote this about me.
I did not write the book,
right.
And I'm just summarizing what I read. And also, reactive people wait for something to happen to them to take actions, and when things don't go their way, they explode. So what we're trying to teach you is what really my husband said at the beginning. We had to change the way we see things if we need to be successful. And always, when you fail or when things don't go your way, don't be hard on yourself. That is life. We fail, we get up. If you can interview 100 people that in your life you think they are most successful, you will find probably 90% of them have failed before, even more than one time.
And there was a great saying, I forget who said it, but it's a very successful person, and he said, I've never failed, I've only learned.
Exactly.
So every failure to him wasn't failure, it was a learning lesson.
Yep. That's what we should do, view life when we are hit, because we are all influenced by external stimulus or external things. We are all exposed to the same thing, but our response we depend on how we view things. So one thing I can say, that sometimes when you are hurt, because we are all hurt, and we probably hurt some people, and some of us retain that as like a ticket to your failure. But this book says something that really touched my heart. Let me read. It says, it's our will and permission, our consent to what happened to us that hurts us far more than what happened to us in the first place. Because again, it comes back to, yes, it comes back to the way we see things. You will get hurt. People who you love, that will hurt you. But it is your permission, your willing permission, your consent that you're going to be hurt. You can brush that off, say like, okay, that was mean comments, that was mean response, that was mean, but don't allow that situation or that word to hold you back. Because by allowing you that, allowing situation or words or families or friends who have hurt you with negative words to hold you back, guess who's giving permission? It's you. But you have the choice to say like, that's mean, but this is where I'm going. But if you choose to focus on that you can never advance. So let's be proactive. Really being proactive is changing the way you see things and take responsibility when things don't go your way, and don't wait for things to happen for you to start doing something. You have to do something for things to happen.
Yes. And also, like, you're going to be embarrassed. Like, learning languages is a simple example. Like,
Exactly.
a lot of people come here and they stop learning English because they're afraid to make mistakes. Don't ever feel afraid to make mistakes. Let me explain something. I'm learning Swahili, right? I was actually preaching one day. Oh, man. And I said this so confidently. Like, I just knew I said, man, I knew I was fluent in Swahili. Like, I said, Yesu alikufa vuka, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yesu alikufa vuka. Like, because I literally translated cross as in, like,
Just
to
cross,
the English,
yeah.
like you cross something. Instead of salaba, I said vuka. Oh, and I said it with such confidence, like, yeah, like, really trying to impress people, and man, did I fall. And, like, people died laughing, man. Like, just laughed so hard. Now, I could have took that incident, and this is just a small thing, and I could have said, I'm never going to embarrass myself again. But I didn't. It was fun story. Even now, we talk about it. It was good story. It's part of learning, and guess what? I'll never forget Vuka and Msalaba.
Exactly. So that become a learning
Right.
moment, not like a failure.
Yeah, I
And
could have just
exactly.
quit.
There's nothing that embarrasses you. Like, for example, you can tell from my accent, I'm not from here, but most of the time when I was learning, and it still even happens sometimes, you say something, they're like, what did you just say? So for a moment, it used to really bother me. I used not even to ask questions in the class, because especially if it was like a big class and you ask a question, especially if you're sitting at the back and everybody's standing around to look at you, and the moment you step out, like, oh, you have an accent, where are you from? It bothered me for a while, but I was like, this is me. I cannot change who I am. I have an accent because I'm not American born, but I speak other languages. To me, I saw that as an advantage because I have something else you don't have, so I can use that to my advantage and to make things happen. And really, I remember also the first year I got here on my birthday, one of my friends who did not speak English as me gave me a t-shirt gift.
Oh my gosh.
So I was just going to college, and I have the t-shirt. It was like
Yes, I picked her up from school. And she had this t-shirt that said naughty Irish girl. And she walked around campus all day with this t-shirt. And then I had to explain to her what it meant.
It wasn't even the first time. I took it like a many time. No, so nobody told me. So when he told me, I was dying laughing. I was like, oh my gosh, what? Nobody ever told me. But again, those are small things, but in life there's some stuff that can really, really hold you back. But again, remember what we said. It is your willing and your constant permission that gives things to hold you back in life. You have power. I have power to choose. I have power to overcome. I have also, we are all exposed to failure, but failure is a lesson. It's a moment, it's a learning moment where we just go back and like, hey, where did I go wrong? What went wrong? Instead of sitting here like, oh, if it was this, if I wasn't this, if I was... I have had many situations that where even to this day, people will blame everything, oh, I didn't get this job because I have an accent, or because I'm black, or because I'm that. All, we have things that we can easily blame, and it feels good when you can just take that burden and put it on something else. But when you learn to take your responsibility and accept your failure, accept you have choice to make things happen, it makes you like it makes you feel like you have a purpose and you have power and you can impact other people.
Yeah, and I want to say, to add to that, is I think the common denominator on those who choose a different outlook or to rise above a situation is that they have a goal. Mm-hmm. They know where they're going, and nothing's gonna stop them from getting there. So I think when you don't have a goal for yourself or even a vision of what you want to become, every little thing can knock you down. I used to be so frustrated, and have anger issues. I'm not afraid to say it, it's the truth. I had issues and I was dealing with anger. And a lot of that came because I wasn't understanding my purpose at that point.
Yeah, I remember that Miles Monroe said something.
Yeah.
When you have a goal, it gives you plan. You have plan to get to your goal, but sometimes your plans can change, but your goal should never change. So that's those situations in between we're talking about being proactive. For example, he gave an example which I thought was really good. Sometimes when they're doing like a road construction, you see signs like a detour or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how you say it. So if I know that I'm going from where I am right now to downtown, and in the middle of the road I see a sign, my destination is downtown. My plan was to take maybe Route 5, but I end up taking something else. But I know I'm going to downtown. The plan changed, but my destination is still the same. Basically, what we're saying, if you are proactive, you need to know where you are going. You need to take actions. When the plans change, when some things happen in the middle, don't blame that. I could sit there using that example, start blaming construction workers. I'm insulting them. I'm like, why did you have to block me? And turn back and say I'm not taking this long road to get there.
Or I could say, why does my wife always quote other preachers and I'm a preacher? She never quotes me. But I would never think like that.
I caught you when you said it's
market me, go.
You said it's easy to blame something else. That's your quote, I quoted you. And you're funny. So guys, still stay focused, be proactive. We love you, and share this message. We are here to learn together to overcome the maps we have built in in our minds, so that we can go far and reach our goals and destination. Anything you want to add?
No, that's it.
Already, we love you, and stay tuned to the next habit, which is coming next week.
Mzungu Sarge out.